Alrighty, welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome back to yet another video on this terrible YouTube channel. Next up, we are playing The Good Weapon by Madeline Wu. Let's see. The world is consumed by evil, leaving the three of you trapped inside your bunker. There's no way out other than to nuke the entire world. Yet your leader's having second thoughts. She's getting cold feet, and if the two of you can't convince her to use the weapon, then maybe it's time to take matters into your own hands. Are you ready to save the world? Hell yeah I am. Welcome to The Good Weapon. Let's start it up. Are we the bad guys? How do I... Okay, there we go. Of course, Sleep replies. But it's a lie. She's just saying that for courage. She thinks we've fallen so far. What more is another act of violence? And yet she can't bring herself to use the weapon. So wait, we are anti-vigil, yeah. We are three. Sleep, wake, and you are dreaming. 3, what a laughable number. Anti-Vigil used to be at number 3. Used to number 3,000. God, I cannot read today. Sleep tries to console you. She says we've been broken before. Imagine us wandering the night, our footfalls choked by necessity. She talks about the purge, but you were there. That looks like an image out of Chainsaw Man. She doesn't know. She doesn't know what you've been through, what you've seen. Still, her voice is soft and full of caution. I will get it right one day, don't you worry about that. Our goal isn't revenge. That's not why you're here. Impatience bites through your retort. What about the weapon? Ignore the weapon. Live your own life. You scoff. Life. Now that's a privilege reserved for ordinary people. And isn't being ordinary the problem? Isn't that why you're here? We're villains because ordinary people couldn't do what needed to be done. Ordinary. Definition. Useless. Lacking. Stop reading if you don't get it by now. To be ordinary was to be lucky. Sleep sits closer. Despite it all, she tries to lift your spirits. She asks for your hand. You're silent, so she takes your hand anyway. When she speaks, it's like a whisper. Soft, gentle. But no matter her words, the slow death of your country weighs heavy on your mind. Hush, I know I said heavy. They mine your valleys into devastation. Black fires, then blackened bones. And with corpses numerous, they stitch up the earth's scars and buried your wounds. They drained your waters and left basins putrid and foul. Theft. Unending theft. Once they learned to extract power from flesh, everyone bled. Nobody saw the blood. They only saw the profits. And then Vigil was born. Vigil promised judgment and change. You've heard it all before. The words used to be law and order, unity and solidarity. When Vigil promised to save the world, they didn't elaborate on the how. They let your mind fill in the blanks. You never realized how insidious that blank could be. How could something be nothing and everything at the same time? With this infinite justification, Vigil became infallible. They came for everyone. That's why you're hiding in a bunker. You've been biding your time for the weapon to be ready. We are anti-Vigil. Our goal is simple. Death. Absolute death for the all-encompassing entity infesting the planet. The method? Sleep has a weapon. One that can crack any code. One that can crack any code, seize any system, and rip out any secret. Power like that could render Vigil's defenses obsolete. A weapon that grants you every other weapon in the world. Can you imagine it? A weapon that promises victory. Pity we couldn't use it. Or rather, Sleep won't let us use it. As Sleep says, the weapon exacted a payment most foul. You reiterate your dedication to the cause. Life is but another resource to sacrifice for your goal. So you ask, how fast does the weapon kill you? How much cognitive load does it exact upon the user? You need to be able to talk while using it, after all. Would you be able to relay her nuclear launch codes? You've discussed this with Wake already. 20 nukes fired at each of Vigil's nerve clusters would kill it before Vigil can regenerate. 20 high-yield nukes with a radiance that'll scream into the void. You and Wake both know that this will do more than sear the skies. But is it any different from the horrors now? Once again, you show Sleep the depths of your conviction. Whatever the cost, whatever horrors the weapon chooses to exact, all that must pale in comparison. Vigil must be stopped, even at the cost of your own life. Your life, says Sleep? Why would the weapon take your life? What else could it exact as payment? What more could you lose? The enemy stole everything. The brightness in your mind, the light inside your dreams. You even invited them into your home. We all did. Hoping to placate their hunger and your thought. While they ate and ate. Just a little more, and they'll leave your partner alone. Oh, please. Leave your light alone. Like everyone else in the anti-Vigil, you realize too late that appeasement doesn't work. Wake is different. Young, smart, full of blazing fervor. She hasn't burnt out yet. Like you, she spends every waking moment plotting to kill Vigil. In her, you find the same anger. Mostly it's heartwarming. Mostly. Together, you feel like you'll go far. You'll burn. Gladly. The two of you ran the calculations. 20 nukes. Each has to be a 3-stage thermonuclear bomb capable of causing untold chain reactions. Of course, neither of you take the proposition lightly. Numbers and simulations. You've checked them over and over again. There's no other way. Vigil has 20 nerve clusters spread across the world. As such, 20 is the minimum number. The fallout is part of the equation. It's what contaminates Vigil's nerves. Radiation stops them from regenerating. Don't get cold feet on me, she says. It's what we need to save the world. Meanwhile, Sleep spends every moment inside the weapon room. She offers, softly as with every word she whispers into your ear, that you may use her quarters if you wish. This is a kindness. It's hard enough hiding from Vigil's watch underground. Harder still when you can feel the tightening squeeze of your own mind. Everything rusts down here. The walls, the doors, the life support systems, maintenance, always maintenance, the suppression field, even you. So, novelty is a bliss. Anything new to stop the days from blending together. Yet in her room, you're stunned by an impossible scent. Sleep's room. It smells of life. You don't remember the outside world anymore. You've been hiding from Vigil for so long. Plotting, always plotting, always trying to kill. You're ready to give in. What's the point? Anti-Vigil's goal is death. Death and only death. So why does this room exist? Why do flowers grow at a little labyrinth's heart? How do miracles withstand the erosion of despair? Each of your breaths dare reprisal, but nothing comes. Nothing except life. Wake strides in and burns it all from your mind. She does it with a single stare. The Southerners have eyes that are silvery, gray discs. Determination is set into their genes and blood. Your people call them ill omens, and Vigil took the opportunity to single them out as their initial targets. Vigil took them out first. She didn't offer me her room, says Wake. You're not a psychologist. It's cabin fever. You can't diagnose people. She's becoming paranoid. But you wonder if she's starting to get sick of the lack of progress. Her eyes have a way of asking you questions. She's asking if you're receiving preferential treatment, and if you deserve it. She's asking if you're receiving preferential treatment, and if you deserve it at all. You know Sleep's in love with you, right? We are anti-Vigil. What matters, love? What matters, dreams? We're all dead people walking. What's her excuse this time? She's been stonewalling Wake. It happens often. You're the mediator in their arguments. Wake wants to use the weapon. She wants it now. No more delays. We save the world while there's still something to save. Am I wrong? You can't help but agree. Anti-Vigil's goal is death. Nothing more, nothing less. Death. Wake stomps all over the flowers. I have a plan, she says. I need you to distract Sleep. Surely she won't let her guard down. Should be easy. The two of you are probably fucking like rabbits behind my back. You're not. But Wake won't believe you anyway. I'll use the weapon. I'll pay the price. She's burning. She's the fire you lost ever since you met Sleep. You haven't been doing your part, have you? Are you in? You find Sleep outside the weapon room. She's crying again. That itself is a miracle since your tears have long dried up. This sheltering bunker broke you long ago. Concrete and steel. Artificial light coupled with UV lamps. The same nutrient-rich gruel over and over again. This isn't living. All that's left is death. You try to comfort her, but she touches you first, gently. She's always been gentle. My room, she whispers. Please. I can't let you use it. Why not? You can barely hold back your anger. Why are you here, if not to use the weapon? She hesitates, and then she confesses the truth. The truth. The flaw in the weapon. You can scarcely believe what you're hearing. So the truth. The weapon turns you into a good person. What? The weapon turns you into a good person. She says it again. Turns you into a good person. A good person cannot kill Vigil. No good person would fire a nuke, let alone 20. Our goal has to change. It cannot be death. Must not be. But the weapon turns you into a good person, then is it really a weapon? What was it meant for? Why does Sleep have it to begin with? Oh. You've got it all wrong. The truth. It's not a weapon. And it was created to make people good, and it possesses a critical flaw. It grants the user every weapon in the world. Sleep takes you with a soft caress. Her nervous breath comes out as a sigh. I want you to remember me. Remember how my hands feel against yours. A trembling grip. She guides your fingers to her cheek. She grasps when you brush against the grooves of her ears. Remember how my heart beats in your presence. Stuttered breaths heave her chest. Her collarbones glisten with sweat. Remember how my scent falls upon your nose. Flowers and life. She's everything you lost and more. Do you remember now? She's scared to take the next step, but she's doing her best. Would you have me? Silly, foolish me? You answer with a kiss. Afterwards, she holds you. She giggles as your nose tickles her neck. You try to say something, but she hushes you. Sleep, she whispers. And me, love, please dream. Huh. Dang! And wake. You dash out, and you're scrambling, and you're crashing into the walls. She's here, in the weapon room. She broke everything. Crowbars, welding gear, all the maintenance equipment in the bunker, all gone, all spent for this one moment. Ah. Your protection against Vigil is gone. She's doomed you. All of you. Don't look at me like that. We're still dead people walking, aren't we? Sleep rushes in. No! Don't worry. We're the bad guys, remember? Are you though? So, I won't become a good person. She grabs the weapon, practically grips it, and sinks her claws in deep. Ooh, that's sleep, right? I've done it. I've conquered the weapon. With the absolute knowledge granted to me, I had not turned to good. I had resisted the call. I saw each and every one of you beautiful beings, and I would choose death. Death above all. Yes. I wake once more. A new vigil for humanity begins now. Seizing 200,000 nuclear weapons. Identifying vigil nerve clusters. Clusters interlinked. Searching. Identifying vigil weak points. Error. Unable to complete task. 18 out of the 20 clusters identified. Missing critical clusters. Possibility of visual regeneration. Guaranteed. Solution. Fire all 200,000 nukes. Probability of vigil death. 98.7%. Acceptable margins. We will take the risk. Arming nukes. Launching. Death above all. What? How have you done? She's up. Sleep. We were so close to our goal. Dang. Why? Sleep's gun cuts an arc through the air. Now it's pointed at you. I didn't expect her to use you against me. But you understand now, don't you? Sleep made the weapon, which means sleep made Vigil. I didn't want you to use it, but now there's no other way. Your turn. You'll either become part of Vigil, or be freed from them. You walk towards the weapon. Your fingers tremble over its smooth outer shell. It's pearl white, like an egg. An egg that clutches the infinite. A breath escapes you. You close your eyes. You try to remember the flowers. The moment your fingers touch the weapon, your body jolts. You become a hot spot, a roiling, boiling fountain of energy that surges through you in a steady barrage. You have become the earth itself of this unfathomably large and interconnected network of life. You see everything because you are everything. Shockwaves, raw and heavy, pull you through a millennia of strata and rock of this world. It's stuffed full of humans. You see the purpose they build for themselves, how they chain others into a unified notion of freedom. It is blunt, misguided, and everyone is throwing in their own coordinates, swerving and sputtering in all directions as the grand engine of humanity fires and fires. It is life. It is wonderful. You dive into this bubbling vat of humankind. You see those who would burn, like Wake, so much like Wake, never-ending fires, never-ending fight. You were like that once. You would have died by now. You would have gone mad. You would have burnt yourself just to set Vigil on fire. If it wasn't for sleep. And you find those fallen on their knees. Oh my gosh. Prostrata in deference, hoping to be spared. Thinking they'll live ordinary lives again. But there's a presence here too. Something tickling at the edges of your consciousness. What? Tendrils seeking their way in. Help me. You felt it looming ever since you touched the weapon. Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Don't turn around. Don't look. Behind you. Another one so soon. Come, let us enlighten you to your true purpose. Your vigil begins now. Welcome to the unending watch. Behold the power of the omniscience. Behold perfect judgment. The world cannot be trusted to lead itself. Riots in the streets. Protests unending. The demand for new rights, new freedoms, and change, always change, unending dissatisfaction. These are follies. They are distractions. But Vigil can bend humanity to a new world order. Our unending watch is absolute. Each individual will be judged. Believe in efficiency. Believe in perfect design. Your turn. This shall serve as a test. Enact your judgment upon these three. Do not disappoint. Name Yu Kyung-wan, single mother, going blind due to cataracts. Requisite eye surgery and 16 times her monthly pay. Has caused multiple incidents at work and burned herself cooking for her child. She has applied for surgery 6 times and has been rejected repeatedly for lack of funds. Should the state pay for her surgery? Oh god, I actually have to pick? Can I save? Oh, thank god I can save. I don't actually know. Yes? Okay, never mind. You know what? I don't like that. Should this, no? Correct. Oh, okay. The state and the powers that be need not make concessions. Her well-being is none of our concern. Her child shall be absorbed into a state program that allocates work based on their age and assigned sex. We shall send someone to repossess her child now. Oh God. A promising first result. but many have failed the test nevertheless. While Vigil speaks, you are working towards your goal. Vigil's weak points are its nerve clusters. You already found clusters 1 and 2 out of 20 spread around the world. It's devastatingly difficult even with the power of omniscience. The other half of your gaze is split across the multiple military bases across the world. You've still got to kill the nerve clusters after all. There. 200,000 of them armed and ready. Awaiting coordinates. No delays. The next subject awaits. Airman Vogels, CEO, possessing 1.2 million employees, trapped in bondage. Give or take 100,000 more, they can be fired and refreshed at a moment's notice. The workers are clamoring for their rights. Their demands are largely only in number. Incredible how his greed alone supersedes in volume. His shareholders demand unending growth. Their request is a tumor. He is delivered. He succeeds not because of his actions, but from the inherent trajectory of the company before he took over. Is he a worthy person in society? Saving again because I don't know. No. Incorrect. Okay, so they just don't like people. I gotcha. Yes. Correct. The CEO fulfilled his goal of delivering value to his shareholders. An excellent result. The criteria for judgment is the result. The results is the only thing that matter. Vigil's voice almost manages to shut away the screams of the 1.2 million workers. Almost. You begin to notice the lapses in omniscience. You begin to notice the gaps in Vigil's gaze. Vigil's nerve clusters are interlinked. When you find clusters 3 and 4, you also find 5 and 6 and 7 and more. You enter the coordinates of each cluster the moment you find them. The nerve clusters can move at Mach 0.48 but require 40 minutes to activate. They cannot detect you unless you fire. Your nuclear network is never more than 42 minutes away from a cluster. The shock wave travels faster than Mach 3. Anti-Vigil's death is goal. Anti-Vigil's goal is death. I'll get there one day. Don't worry. Death is guaranteed. You just need to find the remaining nerve clusters. Keep searching. Don't give up. Remember your goal. Judgment does not wait. The next subject must be processed. Name, Guao Xing. He has not left his room for days. His brain is a fog. He's crawled out of bed twice, but he doesn't remember. There is no sunlight in this concrete jungle. Only windows looks out to another wall. You try so hard, so very hard, and you know that nobody can ask for more. You are focusing on the wrong details. Search for the result. Proceed to judgment. Efficiency, match your actions. He exists in a constant state of lethargy. His family doesn't understand this. This information is unneeded. His family judges him nevertheless, and so will we. There are no opportunities in this small town because all the factories moved overseas. His parents call him useless. He is an affront to our society. He cannot move to the city where all the jobs are because his rent is too high. Besides, he wouldn't know how. He needs help. He needs guidance. His parents say back in their day they went through 2 wars but still succeeded in life on their own. So you do see the difference. His parents are ashamed of him. They expect him to be married, have his own house, and at least 2 children by now. This is the bare minimum. Is this predicament his fault? They're probably gonna want me to say yes, right? Yeah. Correct. See, I knew it. I hope that we're the bad people. So much society must be cleansed of these socials. Human race is divided by nature into sheep and shepherds. We will create an absolute meritocracy where only the elite succeed. We shall send someone to repossess him now. New ideals will be inserted for national productivity. Now, more than ever, Vigil must be eliminated. And yet, where is it? No matter how far you cast your gaze, you cannot find the final nerve clusters. Just like wait, clusters 19 and 20 are somehow hidden from your omniscient gaze. You've been outplayed. You cannot fire unless you destroy them all in one go. Vigil will regenerate otherwise. Time is running out. You run the calculations. By nature, Vigil's nerve clusters must be interlinked, so it doesn't matter if you can't find them. You have a good grasp of where they'll likely be. Yes, you can brute force their destruction. You can brute force death into this world. After all, you have 200,000 of these nuclear fuckers. You get ready to fire. Anti-Vigil's goal has always been death. Absolute death. Do you understand me? You can't use the weapon. Our goal has to change. It cannot be death. It must not be. Sleep words don't matter. You just need to show her the result of your conviction. She just needs to see the result. The criteria for judgment is the result. What is the result? You cast your omniscient gaze outward. You don't need to fire the nukes to see the result. It's right here. So, you go to space. But you throw yourself into it. Behind you lies the narrow, limited path of your omniscient gaze. It had soared past the clouds. It had punched through the atmosphere. It had reached its goal without firing a single nuke. You were in space. You were surrounded by zeros. The zeros confuse you. The truth confuses you. You've always been fascinated by space. You've loved the stars ever since a bright few managed to shine through the smog. Their light promised creation and beauty and the next step for humanity. But you were surrounded by zeros. Zero weight, zero gravity, zero air, zero beauty, zero life. Our goal is to change. It cannot be death. It must not be. You are screaming. The zeros engulf you utterly. It suffuses you with a wretched and ruthless truth. There is nothing here. This is the result of your goal. But down there, warmth. Down there, a million billion numbers that are not zero. Each of them a firm comfort and a stand against the deafening silence. This is all we have. This small planet, hurt and wounded, but nevertheless full of love and nurture. You watch as the biomass of the planet ticks towards zero. You're watching its slow funeral. Ah, you finally understand. How could you have pointed 200,000 nuclear weapons at the last mode of beauty left? You are surrounded by so many zeros that it feels like infinity. How could your goal have been to add more? We see you. Ah, no! We finally see what you've been doing. You were still screaming. This can't be the end. Even with the weapon, you fail. There has to be something you can do. We will find you. Oh God, there must be another way. No escape. If there is, then you're guaranteed to find it. You're omniscient. You delay the inevitable. It's just a matter of casting your gaze in the right direction. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Vigil can't hide them. All clusters must be by nature interlinked. So long as you possess the weapon, you remain in our grasp. Focus. Analyze the network. Look where they should be. Where the sites of clusters 1920 must be. You don't believe it. The sites are empty. Someone has attacked Vigil before. A feat you believe utterly impossible. They have torn 2 nerve clusters from this absolute entity without the possibility of regeneration. Vigil is not absolute. Vigil can be killed. What's more, Vigil is being killed by people. Normal people. Ordinary people. Ordinary. Definition. Incredible. Resilient. You don't get it. You don't understand, but you must. Ordinary people are full of life. Not like sleep. Not like wake. Not like you. The 3 of you are burnt husks. The 3 of you are zeros. You've been extraordinary in your determination to kill Vigil. but you've let the beast infuse every waking moment of your life. Even in sleep, you dream of the monster. The truth, it's not a weapon. It makes the user a good person by giving them perspective. Do you understand me? You see the enemy. You see the method. You see the madness. You let go of the weapon. You lose your omniscience. You lose your goal. But that's okay, because you'll find another. Have you come back? Yes. Do you understand me? Yes. I understand. We will fight Vigil. We will keep fighting until the end, no matter what comes. But every now and then, we're gonna take a break. You take Sleep's hand. She gasps, she squeaks even, and drops the gun. Her eyes are tears. You hold her, gently. You whisper softly into her ears, and you take her to exit the bunker. You told her that you're gonna be a little selfish, and that's okay. You told her that we're going to attend our own needs. You're gonna live. You told her that we're gonna be happy. Yeah, we're going to, June. Thanks for playing. A game by Madeline Wu, sprites by Rebecca Tan, backgrounds by Thon Nang. Additional art by Lucius Ko, sound design by Eric Liu. Special thanks to Damon. How dare you put me in the credits, Reese. Sorry if I butcher this. Rukia. Elliot Lam, Eric Gu. I'll see you around. Man, the good weapon. Aww. That was so cool. I like this game. It was so like, I like this. This was great. It's such a good little game, and it's such like obviously there's probably a lot of hidden messages and things to take away, but I don't know. I enjoyed the ride. I had a good time. I don't regret. I mean, I mess up speaking sometimes, but that's fine. I hope it still sounded good. But yeah, that was such a fun and such a great experience. But yeah, I'm glad I get to add this to my collection, my videos, and I'm glad that I can share this with everyone, because I have this is something that more people should see. This was nice. This was fun. This was good. All right, but anyways, enough of me like yammering on, I guess. Yeah, so that was the good weapon. Check it out if you want. I'll leave a link for it in the description, of course. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.